Hi Libra, welcome to your energy forecast for the week beginning the 24th of April 2017. Let's take 7 cards today and look at the energies surrounding us from yet another perspective. Okay, so we enter with the 9 of Wands. Now the 9 of Wands talks about protecting something, getting ourselves into a safe haven, getting out of choppy emotions, into cooler, calmer, smoother waters, putting ourselves in the harbour, giving ourselves some kind of protection, feeling we need to protect something. Then we have the 9 of Swords, but in reverse. Now the 9 of Swords does actually say right at the side of this 9 of Wands. So 2 9s, there's an intensity with these two. With the 9s, there is an intensity. We're one step away from completing cycles in both a passionate nature and our thoughts and communications, our ambitions, our desires, our creativity. So we're protecting something here. And with the 9 of Swords, this card in the upright talks about sleepless nights. It talks about letting worries get to the point of breaking us. Now the thing is, when we get to this point and we are having sleepless nights and worries, we come to a point where we realise it's our own doing. We're the one that are blowing all these things up out of proportion. We're letting our own mind run away with it. We're letting fear and doubt put their 2 penneth within and making each sword multiply. In the reverse, I want to say that there's some Librans out there that have really gone through the mental ringer over situations. But I want to say that we realise this now. We realise how our minds can play tricks on us, and we're not letting it happen. We're pulling ourselves out of that energy. Maybe we are recovering from an operation or an illness, because we've got the 4 of Swords at the side of it. Now the 4 of Swords talks about being through the battles and it's now time to rest. We need to rejuvenate. We need to bring ourselves back to a healthy condition. It can talk about meditation. It can talk about taking time out for ourselves. But we have got wounds with this card that we've got to heal. next card we have is the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles could be a offer of something in our day-to-day lives, actually an offer being given to us for a new beginning of some kind. But he can talk about slow and steady progress. He talks about planning well, having a good plan, putting each foot down and knowing it's on a firm foundation. But he talks about working towards our long-term goals. It's very slow and steady. Has it been, was it, if this was the past, a slow and steady recovery? From, be it mental pain, mental anguish that we went through, physical pain, physical anguish, surgeries, accidents, then we move to the Seven of Wands. Now the Seven of Wands talks about a need to defend ourselves. So with our passions, we're protecting ourselves and defending ourselves. But with the Seven of Wands, the competition that's coming towards us, we can handle. We've got all the answers that are needed to lay that to rest. We don't really need to worry about it. We've got ourselves in a really good position to fend off anyone who's wanting to make advances on us. And that is sat next to the World. Now the World talks about a completion of a cycle. It talks about the successful completion of a cycle. The World also does talk to Saturn. And at the minute, Saturn and there's a trine, Mercury trine Saturn aspect this week in the planetary alignments, which speaks very much of whatever you're prepared to put in, you will reap. It's very much the law of attraction energy. So maybe the side note on this new beginning, the new cycle, the next chapter of our book that we're moving on to this week, we can make great progress if we're prepared to put the work in to get the results out. And they're all brought together by the Chariot, Major Arcana again. And the Chariot talks about having a good alignment within ourselves to control the beast that moves us forward. Chariot can talk to a Cancerian. So there could be a Cancerian around us at the moment. But the Chariot in a regular deck is a being who has two entities in front of it. One representing the yin energy, one representing the yang energy within ourselves. And getting an equal balance in them two entities means they will both plough forward in the right direction. With a lot more ease than not having a balance between the lower masculine energies and the upper feminine energies of the chakra system. But it does talk of movement, it does talk of travel, and at the side of the world we could very easily be looking at travelling, booking a holiday maybe, or moving on. If this has been a physical recovery from something in the past that we're working through or have worked through, the energies are saying, yeah, it's now time to start moving again and start doing something again. That cycle is complete. And moving forward. Now, as I say, with the nines, they both talk of an intensity. Nines, the next step is 10. That's a cycle complete. So just on this top line, we could look at a cycle of thoughts and communications and a cycle of our passionate, creative nature, our drive and our ambitions have both been completed, because the next step is just realising and acknowledging we have done these, we have completed them. They no longer need to be carried in our everyday thoughts. If this is recovery from something, I do feel like it's the very end of that recovery, or we have already come through the recovery of it. If it has been in the past a time of mental anguish and anxiety, and it took us out to think things through, to heal and come back, this card suggests moving forward slowly and steadily, making plans to move forward. You know, we could face competition in the area that we're wanting to move forward in. We could face challenges, but if we're slow and steady about it, we'll get through them. This guy's rational and can make rational decisions, so this could quite easily be an earth sign that's around you at the minute, but it could be you in a more grounded, practical, realistic part of your persona. There's one thing about him: if we have the attitude of the Knight of Pentacles, we get all the way through any challenges. He just keeps on going. He may move very slowly, but he keeps on going. He pushes all the way until he's made it to the King. So any challenges in front of us, we know we can handle, we know we can get through. To have that completion of a cycle, to put something down, turn the page on something and move on to the next lesson, the next chapter that is to be offered. And the Chariot then does speak of that movement. We can talk about transportation with this card. We can talk about moving forward and making good advancements forward. It can come up as a yes card, so if we have any questions and that appears, There's a likely chance as energies are at the moment. There's a yes outcome. Okay, so the first card that's come up on the three little clarifiers is the Four of Wands. Four of Swords again. So yeah, we've been through the battles. We've rested. Or have we protecting ourselves from these things that have hurt us in the past? And if we do just keep protecting ourselves and not looking at them, it'll take us to this place of total exhaustion, of not being able to cope. You know, you could even say depression here. The second card that we was given was the Strength card. Now strength very much is about giving in to the softer side, feeling them emotions and working through them. But it does talk about taming the beast within, taming the passions. Now, we have two very passionate cards here in the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Wands. You know, and even them two in that run that way, are we protecting, defending our desires and protecting our desires, both running a line there. But Strength talks about doing it with overcoming the beast within, taming that lion by loving, kind, gentle persuasion, not by brute force and ignorance. And then the final card we get is the King of Wands, which the King of Wands again does talk to our passions, desires, ambitions. Ambitions, is it something around a career sector that we're looking at in these cards? But this guy's is done his career, he's mastered it. So if this is where we're wanting to go, but I feel this is the energy we need to take on. This is the energy we need to engulf when we come out of this Four of Swords. You know, we've got the Strength. The Strength card again says, look, no matter what you're going through, no matter what pain we want recovery from, it's being provided in the Strength card. This provides healing, it provides support, it provides protection. And I would say here to come back to having a passion for life. This could be because I've been ill, or in so much anxiety. The Rest card could say that we've isolated ourselves, we took ourselves away from everybody else, and taking the time and absorbing the energy of strength and the healing that's provided, and having the inner strength to overcome it, we come back with a lot more passionate nature about things. We come back with a lot more fire in our belly. We're more sociable. We come back to our social circle. We start interacting more. We widen our circles. we awaken our creativity. The king does talk of ambition. He talks about moving forward in what he wants to do, which of course the chariot does very much so. And the world says this is an opportunity to set a new passion on its track, or a new career. Maybe here we are protecting our thoughts or our actions in a situation. And if we are, it's time to stop. It's time to put it to rest. If we are protecting ourselves from seeing the pain and hurt, from feeling the anxiety and worry and regret with this card, time to put it down. It's time to recover. It's time to rest. And I do think with that being reversed, that's what it's saying, we're coming out of that energy if we are actually there. If this is something from the past that's been brought up to be re-examined, a lot of retrogrades at the minute in the sky, yeah, we realised that, we came out of it. We took the time to get the healing that we needed to bring ourselves back to full par, which again is confirmed there with the Four of Swords. The strength to push through, the calmness and loving nature, maybe that we showed ourselves to recover, the compassion we showed ourselves, the equality, the softness in our approach, being gentle, has restored passions. I always see the King of Wands as a confident guy. I mean, as I say, it could be that we've took ourselves out of the equation for a while and we're now coming back into wanting to be more sociable with people and wanting to mingle and wanting to engage with others. But I always see him as the confident. This guy's got confidence. So maybe we've got our confidence back. And we can move forward in the grounded earthy energy of the Page of Pentacles, slow and steady progress. Be aware that, yeah, there probably are still going to be challenges in front of us, but with the planning and foresight that this guy has, we can be prepared for them and easily overcome them, to get that completion in the cycle and to move on to the next cycle. Right then guys, I hope this has helped. The energies, as I say, this week seem very heavy, but it has for everybody. And in general, the good cards, if we are actually going through this pain now, these two cards are saying, look, realise, don't protect yourself anymore. Feel these thoughts, you know, look at these harsh words, look at how we think about things, and really come to the enlightenment that we're self-punishing ourselves here, and the unconditional love and nurturing that the strength, power of the strength can provide is what you need to face them, work through them, and let them go and heal. It may not be you, it may be somebody around you going through this. It could be a younger earth sign around you. And if that's the case, as soon as it can see how, them protecting themselves isn't helping, they need to face these and work through them so they can recover. Be aware of what challenges will be in front of them to move forward. It could very easily be that, and not actually your energy, but it's something that is affecting you too this week. It's brought into your immediate environment. But as I say, with the energies that are in the sky at the minute, if it is pulling up old wounds, I could quite easily see them as an old situation. There could be an actual recovery from some kind of operation or illness of some kind here. But we're getting back on our feet slowly, steadily and surely, and probably finding our confidence again, our wanting to be more sociable, our feeling better in ourselves. Right then, guys, I hope you have a good week. Make the best of these energies available to you, and thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week.